You're good to go.
Okay, awesome. Good morning. Thanks for joining me. My name is Julie. We're going to do a little bit of yoga today. Please remember to do what feels good. Don't do anything that feels uncomfortable or hurts. And please don't do any movements that any of your healthcare professionals have told you not to do. Take it gentle and easy with yoga. Yoga means union. So we're trying to connect our mind and our body together using our breath to help us so that we can better listen to things that our body tells us, and we can move in harmony. We can, reduce suffering, find more ease, and we can do this in our yoga practice and in our daily life. Let's start with just taking a few breaths. So find a seated position that works for you. You can also lie on the floor. You can sit in a chair. I sit up on a big cushion here on the floor. It's completely up to you. Find a way to sit comfortably or lie down supported by the ground. And then roll the shoulders back a couple times. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, lift the shoulders up. Exhale, move them back and soften them down. Reach up through the tops of the ears and feel the whole spine lengthen. All the way up from the back of the neck, through the mid-spine. A little curve in that lower back so that the low back moves inward towards the inside of the belly just a bit. We want to be comfortable, but we don't want to be so relaxed that we're sleepy or we're slouchy. A little bit of connection there, a little bit of connection with the strength of our body as we sit up tall or lie on the floor. You can close the eyes or not and focus on the breath. Feel your body. Feel your body as it sits. And feel your body as it breathes. There's no special way to breathe. With each in-breath, you can think in. With each out-breath, out. You can imagine the breath as a hammock. With each inhalation, the hammock swings outward. With each exhalation, the hammock swings back. Inhaling. The idea of a hammock is lovely. It leads us to resting our mind upon the breath. So if you're resting your mind in the hammock, each inhalation, the hammock swings out. Each exhalation, the hammock swings back. No forcing to the breath. That tiny little pause at the end of your exhalation is what grows the inhalation. Focus gently whenever parts of your body are asking for your attention. Notice the sensations that you feel. Not to judge them or change them, just to notice them. And come back to that breath moving like a gently swaying hammock. The mind resting there upon each breath. We can meditate and focus our practice today on love, on true love. We all could use a little more love. Certain things have to exist in true love. Whether we're talking about with another person or family member or for ourselves, there needs to be loving kindness and benevolence. An honesty in which you get to know the other person or yourself. Showing kindness and attention. And also compassion needs to exist. You truly know and understand someone, then you can see their suffering. You truly want to ease that suffering. The third thing is joy. Within true love exists joy. Joy in simply being. Appreciating all that there is to be thankful for. And the fourth thing is freedom. Freedom is hard to find without the other three things in place. The freedom to be who you are without judgment, to learn, to grow, to change, without fear of recrimination, without judgment. Free to experience true love for your own self, for your family, for your friends, for your animals. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. Today we'll focus our practice on love as we'll focus on movements at the chest or the heart area. So if you have been lying down, please roll over onto your side and use your abdominal strength and your upper body strength to push yourself up to seated. Rolling the shoulders back, inhaling and exhaling. Let's inhale the fingertips up and exhale by bending the elbows and placing the fingertips behind the ears, pressing the head back gently towards the ears. And release. And once again, inhale up. And exhale, pressing fingertips gently behind the ears, widening the elbows. Breathe and release. Inhale the arms up. Exhaling the fingertips back behind the ears. Feel the chest open. It's as if the heart's moving forward in the chest. Forward towards the front of the body. The head, back of the head gently moving back. And release. Roll the shoulders once again. Keeping the heart from either moving too far forward or too far back. Inhale. Left fingertips down, right fingertips overhead. Reaching, stretching out the right side of the waist. Breathing here. And exhaling. Your movements are your own, so they don't have to be really big. You don't have to worry. Just breathe, inhaling and exhaling over, creating space from the armpit to the hip. You don't have to glue the hips down. Focus gently on the heaviness of the pelvis and the lower part of the body. It's that stability and that feeling of rootedness with the hips and the legs that allows your upper body to find more freedom. We root down to rise up. There are joints and areas in our body which are designed for stability, like our hips, heavy muscles in the legs, and there are other joints and areas of the body designed for movement and expression. The arms, the shoulders. Back to seated. We're going to move into all fours now. Please make sure you take breaks if this is difficult for your wrists. We're going to do this in the best way possible to keep our wrists safe and healthy. Taking the all fours position on the mat, your wrists are shoulders width apart, slightly forward of the shoulders, however. Spread the fingers, not too wide, but it's comfortable. Turn the inner elbow creases towards each other and press down to the base of the thumb and the base of the index finger. The knees are hips width apart. If you have arthritis like I do, I put the tops of my feet down instead of tucking my toes under, so the weight moves to the top of my shin and not right on my bony kneecap, but you can do it either way, it works for you. Think of moving from the heart. So on this next inhalation, lift the heart up, begin to lift the belly, the tailbone drops down, the head drops down. This is cat pose. Breathe here as you feel the heart lifting into the back of the rib cage. Feel the tailbone tucking, the whole spine arch up towards the sky. Take a breath here. On the next inhalation, lower the heart and the belly down, tailbone lifts, and stretch the heart down first and then slightly forward. So the heart is still in a lowered position, pressing out to the front of the chest, reaching gently forward. Feel the shoulder blade, the tips of the shoulder blades come together on your back as the spine relaxes or releases down towards gravity. Moving back and forth between cat and cow. Inhalations pressing through the pads of the fingers, reaching up into cat pose, lifting the heart. On the next inhalation, you can press into your toenails. See how that feels for cow pose. As the belly drops, the heart presses forward towards the front of the chest. Shoulders draw back and down. Inhale, lift up the heart, widen the shoulder blades, press to the pads of the fingers. Breathe here. On the next inhalation, press into the toenails, reach the belly down, the heart comes forward. The tips of the shoulder blades deepen on the spine. One more time for each. If you'd like to do a few more of these, inhaling on one and exhaling on the other, you're more than welcome to do that. Remembering to press down through the pads of the fingers, the base of the thumb and index finger, protecting the wrists. And back to the all fours position where it is neither cat nor cow. The back feels long. Sitting the hips back towards the heels. Again, you can tuck the toes under and keep the tops of the feet down. It's okay if your knees don't come all the way back. It's quite fine. Reach the fingertips out. Reach the hands out, feeling length to the sides of the waist. We don't want to press or dump the heart all the way down to the floor. We want to keep the heart suspended. Use the strength of the front and back body a little bit to keep the heart gently suspended. Inhale here. Exhale, walk the fingertips off the right corner of the mat. Again, keeping the heart suspended, stretching out through the left side of the waist. Keeping the head gently suspended between the upper arms. Inhale the fingertips back to center. Exhale the fingertips off the left side of the mat. Again, pressing the fingertips to keep the armpits lifted. Keep the head between the upper arms. And hands back. Still reaching outward. I'm going to turn to plank pose, and we're going to keep this plank pose on our knees. You're welcome to do full plank pose if you'd like. Remembering that when going from extended child's to plank pose, you want to kind of make sure we have enough length on the sides of the waist and that we're not squeezing the shoulder blades way down on our spine, nor are we letting them squunch up and towards our ears. So fingers nice and wide. On the next inhalation, slide the sides of the waist forward, still pressing down to the base of the thumb and index finger. Inner elbow creases look at each other. Not letting the heavy hips lead to the floor. Keeping the heart suspended by gently hugging the right and left sides of your ribcage towards each other. Inhale here, and exhale, reach back. If you'd like to do full plank pose, you're more than welcome to do that as well. Inhale forward. Keeping the heart suspended, keeping the heart strongly suspended by hugging the ribcage, hugging the abdominals, and exhale back. And one more. Breathing, you can hold the plank pose if you want to create a little stretch, that's fine. And when you're ready, exhaling back. Bring the forearms in now. So this child's pose becomes more of a true child's pose. We draw the elbows in and we lift and tuck the heart up in towards the back of the rib cage. We draw the belly up in towards the lower back. You can widen your knees wider if you need to. You can place the blanket or a pillow between the back of the heels. So we'll continue this series by adding a little bit of a back bend. A back bend today is a very healthy thing to do. To reach the arms out. Once again, getting ready for the plank pose. And press forward and down into the hands. Inner elbow creases look at each other. When you're ready, inhale forward to that knee down plank pose. Again, keeping those hips lifted. We're going to lower down to our belly. We're not going to let our hips go first, however. So as you exhale, lower down chest, belly, hips. Ooh, it's okay if you plop down. It's quite all right. Widening the thighs apart a bit when we do our back bends. Tops of the feet down. The heels can roll out from side to side. We reach the arms forward so the forearms are down, elbows underneath the shoulders. Take some breaths here, wiggle a little bit. You'll know when your thighs are wide enough apart, when your lower back feels more comfortable. Gently let the heaviness of the hips help that lower back with its curve. Let it sink down a bit. Imagine you can draw or drag the elbows back towards the feet. This presses the heart gently forward, moving it towards the front of the chest, keeping the shoulders wide apart on the front, not drawing into the ears. You should be able to turn your head. Breathe, gentle back bend. Feel an arch all the way. It's a big curve from the lower back all the way up gently. The upper back and the back of the neck. On an exhalation, release down. Press the hands underneath the shoulders, elbows in, neck lengthens. You can tuck the toes. As we press up and back into extended child's pose, lift with the belly, lift with the heart. So the whole front of the torso presses up, inhale, up. And exhale, reach back, rounding the spine just a little bit. Beautiful. Inhale forward to your knee down plank pose. Exhale, slowly lowering down towards the floor. This time, keeping the hands underneath the shoulders, elbows drawing back behind you, thighs wide enough apart. Inhale, draw the ribs away from the top of the pants. Lengthen through the spine a bit. Widen the fronts of the shoulders. It doesn't matter how high up you come or how much you push your hands against the floor. And more importantly, drawing the elbows back, widening the collarbone. You can press down through the thigh bones. No need to tuck the tailbone. Keep the heavy pelvis in a beautiful position. So lower back can arch naturally. Inhale here, exhale lower. You can rest at any time. Tuck the toes under. When you are ready, elbows drawing back behind you, you're gonna puff away from the floor on an exhale. The belly and the chest, so the whole front of the waist. Inhale, exhale, push. You're more than welcome to rest in child's pose if you want to give yourself a rest here, or to do this one more time at your own pace. You can hold any part of the exercise that you notice feels good to you. Challenging yourself, or using more of a resting position. You can do Sphinx pose here with the forearms. You don't have to do baby cobra. Elbows slide back. Thinking of the heavy thigh bones and the tops of the feet, drawing the rib cage up away from the top of the pants. We don't make this about arm strength. Lift, lift, lift. If you want to see how that feels for you using the strength of your back, you can take your hands an inch or so off the floor. Breathe, nice long neck. Don't want to sacrifice. Don't want to draw their shoulders up near those ears. And lower. Tucking the toes under, elbows pointing towards the feet. You're going to exhale and puff the strength of the belly and the front of the chest. The heart lifts up inside, and we reach back. Great job. And inhaling back to all fours. Adding on a twist. Twists are excellent to do in this position. In the all fours position with the wrist slightly forward of the shoulders, shoulders width apart, knees hips width apart, we can bring the left knee slightly forward of the right knee. Lifting the front waist up into the back waist, inhaling and exhaling as we roll the right shoulder back and turn our heart to the right. This is not an easy twist. It's a challenging twist for our body. And that's okay. Breathe. There are those who keep their hands on their hips. There are some of you who want to raise the fingertips up. It's going to increase the intensity of what you're feeling. That's okay as long as your neck stays free. Turning the heart towards the right. Inhale here. And exhale, release down. Place the left knee back in line with the right. When we are ready, step the right knee a few inches forward. Inhaling and exhaling as we turn the chest to the left, placing the left hand on the left hip. And we want to push away from the ground a little bit with this right hand. We don't want to slump down into the joints, the shoulders, and the wrists. We want to push away from the ground. Again, the left hand can be on the left hip, the heart faces the left, and you can leave the fingertips up if you like. Some people will come up on the fingertips here because they find it a little easier. What works for you here. Just build strength in our back. Inhaling and exhaling. And release down. Knees back. Great job. Let's move on to our back to do a few more stretches and movements. Come to seated on the mat, knees bent, feet on the floor. Place the hands on the front of the shins because definitely want you to roll down one vertebrae at a time. It's comfortable and safe for your spine. Take a moment to just experience what it feels like to be supported by the floor. Start by bringing the left knee in towards the chest gently and just extending the left leg up towards the ceiling. Circle the ankle in one direction and the other. Point and flex. Then just seeing how far you can straighten the leg. It doesn't have to go to a certain place. You can release the grip of the fingertips on the back of the thigh. If the thigh moves further away from the chest, you have a better chance of straightening the knee if that's something that you'd like to do. Pressing out through both the heel and the ball of the foot. And if you'd like to challenge your abdominals a little bit today, you can release the leg. You can place the hands on the floor next to you, inhaling, and then as you exhale, lower the straight leg, as straight as you have it. Heel drawing down first to the floor. So this will take a few moments for you, and then bend the knee. Swing the right knee in towards the chest, extend the right leg up towards the ceiling, circle the ankle, one direction then the other. How often do we think of putting our legs up in the air as we lay on the floor? It's an excellent practice to point and flex, to come next to a wall, bring your back end to the wall, laying on your back, and put your legs up the wall. So legs up the wall is an excellent place to be. It's great for the legs. And then straightening through this right leg, moving the thigh away from you, pressing out to the heel, spreading the toes. Just feeling what that feels like. A little extension here in the back of the thigh. And if you'd like, you place the palms by the sides, inhale here, exhale, gently lower the leg as it is straight. You have to engage your abdominals to do this, so it's lower abdominals. You can feel even the rib cage, right and left sides can move towards each other. You can hover and hold it, sit all the way down, whichever works for you. Reach the arms out to the side a little bit, walk the feet and the knees as far away from each other as they will go. Inhale here, exhale both the knees over to the right for windshield wipers. The whole pelvis is going to rock over to the right. This is going to lengthen the front of the left hip and thigh. If you're doing a lot of sitting or bending over, it's great to get the thighs open a bit, to get the hip flexors open. And this one is very easy to do. It can be very challenging to just stand on one foot and hold your ankle. And that's a wonderful thing to do too. I do it standing next to a counter, so I don't have to feel quite so wobbly with my balance. Take a few breaths here. You can feel what's opening up in front of the hip and the thigh. Always give the pose a few breaths to unfold, to sink in. Are you squeezing and engaging your shoulders right now? Relax them down. You don't need to do that. Inhale the knees up and exhale them over to the left. Rolling across the back of the pelvis rocks over to the left. Rolling across the bottom of the feet onto the left edges of each foot. Focusing on the front of that right thigh and hip. With our breaths. And back up. Awesome. Knees bent, walking the feet in a bit. Talking about the heart. So let's gently prop ourselves up on our forearms now and lengthen our legs out. Reach out through the heels. So this can be a very collapsed feeling when the chest drops down, so the heart sinks down into the spine. So we want to use the strength of our back and those shoulder blades. So press the forearms away from the floor and draw the elbows in more towards underneath your shoulders. And this can be a bit challenging. So only draw the elbows as close as you feel comfortable, palms flat down. Some folks can actually sit their gluteus up on top of their fingers, and you can do that, kind of walk your tuchus up a bit over the hands. So now the elbows, we don't want them splaying out too much. If they do, just don't rise up as high. See if you can draw the elbows in. So the lower tips of the shoulder blades draw together and slide down, and you can gently lift the heart. Now, notice this is an unusual position for your neck. Keep lengthening and lengthening through the tops of the ears. So we don't need to feel we want to tuck our chin in or drop our head back. This helps build strength in the muscles in the cervical spine and the neck. Lift the heart just a little bit more. Take a few breaths. Feel that freedom. And exhale. Widen the elbows. Gently draw the spine down to the floor. Relax. You can bend the knees with the feet on the floor. Relax the arms out. Inhale here. Exhale your knees over to one side. Just take a rest. Both knees over to one side. They can be stacked on top of each other. Soften through the shoulders with each breath. And then the next inhalation, the knees come up. You can stay on the floor. Exhale, the knees over to the other side. Think about relaxing the shoulders. Let the heart sink back down a little bit more towards the inside of the spine. The next inhalation, knees back up. So just one more. It's great to have hip openers. We're talking about our heart, but there's a lot in our hips. Our stability, our grounded nature, our strength that we use for ourselves and to help support others. Bring the knees in towards the chest. You can rock a little bit here. Make a circle one way, and then another way. And if you like, you can just keep the knees in towards the chest with the chest relaxed toward the ground, or you can flatten the bottom of your feet towards the ceiling and widen the knees out to the side for a happy baby pose. So you're going to place your hands on the back of your thighs and see if we can tap into the heaviness of those thigh bones. Think about how heavy these thigh bones are. Very strong bones. Relax down through the femurs, through the weight, as if there was weight on the bottom of your feet. So this is a reverse squat if you think about it, right? So just let the knees widen, let the thighs release down. No need to curl your back end way up off the mat for this. It's okay if this isn't very big for you. You do what works for you. Each exhalation maybe allows you to release a little bit more. It's not about holding your feet in a pose like this. What I think a lot of people think that it is about grabbing your toes or grabbing your, if you can and you can still relax through the upper body, and that's great. That's a wonderful thing. But you don't, it's not there's not an end that we need to get to that is that. It's about the journey, not about the final pose. It's about how it feels as you're moving into it, how it feels as you're breathing there, how it feels as you release it. And bring it back together, feet down towards the floor. If you like, you can put the soles of your feet together, widen your knees. Some folks like the way that feels. It's a reclining bound ankle pose. Just take a breath or two. And then you can ready yourself for Shavasana if you like. Knees up and extend the legs out. You can, if you have a cushion or an extra blanket, a bolster, whatever you have, you can put underneath your knees. That would feel good too. Just relax the arms out. Think of your body softening and relaxing as if the air was flowing over your body in waves. Bring the chin down to the same height as the forehead. So the air can flow smoothly across the body from the top of the forehead all the way down through the body. Each inhale and exhale allows you to soften a little more deeply and towards the floor. Close the eyes. Come back to that feeling of the inhalations and exhalations swinging gently like a hammock. And rest your mind in that hammock. Inhale, the hammock swings away. Exhale, so the hammock swings back.
Rest your mind there. Anytime you get distracted, you come back into that hammock. You can stay in Shavasana for as long as you like. You can remain there until after the video is done, whatever works for you. If you'd like to come back up to seated, roll over onto your side first, and use your abdominals and strength of your torso along with your arms to help you come back up to seated. Again, I would suggest you keep that Shavasana going. You're doing a great job today. You did a wonderful thing for your body. As we lead with our heart, we realize that that's where our true love is, our true sense of community, true sense of purpose in the world, to lead with the heart, with benevolence and kindness, compassion, joy, and freedom. Thank you for joining me for yoga practice today through Gilda's Club of Rochester. May we all find peace, no matter what we are given. Namaste, my friends. And thank you for joining me.